This video is going to introduce you to something called the Pythagorean theorem. The Pythagorean theorem has to do with the side lengths of a right triangle. As you may know, a right triangle is just a triangle that has one right or 90-degree angle. The side opposite that right angle is always the longest side, and it's called the hypotenuse. The two shorter sides are called the legs. So if we take this as our right triangle, you can see we have a right angle. This one shorter side is a leg. This shorter side is also called a leg. The longest side, which is the side across from the 90-degree angle, is called the hypotenuse. The Pythagorean theorem was developed by a mathematician named Pythagoras. What he found was that if a triangle has a right angle, a 90-degree angle, and if you make a square off of each of its sides, then the area of the biggest square is equal to the area of the smaller squares added together. Here's a visual of that. So if I take the length of the legs and square them, then I have a squared and b squared, and that is equal to the value of c squared. If I put all these squares plus all these squares together, I would have this many squares. Let me show you another visual of that. This video uses water to show that if you have the area of the two sides squared, the two legs, that takes up the same amount of area as the hypotenuse squared. And conversely, if we put it back the other way, so what we can see from that video and from the diagram we have is that the Pythagorean theorem says a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where a and b are the lengths of the legs and c is the length of the hypotenuse. If I put together the square a squared with the square b squared, I'll get the area of c squared. So to solve the Pythagorean theorem, c should always be your longest side. And write down the theorem, substitute your values for a, b, and c, and solve for the unknown. We'll practice this during class.